Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, grilled on Blake Lively in contentious interview.
Hollywood's wildest legal slugfest just took a turn no one saw coming. Justin Baldoni's lawyer dropped a receipt so explosive it could cost Blake Lively millions. Think texts, emails, and a PR war gone nuclear. This isn't just a spat between "It Ends With Us" co-stars. It's a full-on courtroom brawl with stakes in the hundreds of millions. Lively's alleging harassment, Baldoni's crying defamation, and now one piece of evidence might torch everything. Buckle up. This is about to get messy, and we're peeling back every layer. Let's set the stage. It Ends With Us hit theaters. In August 2024, a romantic drama based on Colleen Hoover's tearjerker novel about love, trauma, and survival. Blake Lively starred as Lily Bloom, a florist tangled in an abusive relationship, while Justin Baldoni played Ryle Kincaid, her volatile love interest, and directed the film. It was a box office hit, pulling in over $345 million globally. But behind the scenes, it was a powder keg. By December 2024, Lively dropped a bombshell lawsuit accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment on set, claims of unwanted touching, invasive comments, and a retaliatory smear campaign when she pushed back. She filed with the California Civil Rights Department, then escalated it to a federal suit in New York, naming Baldoni, his Wayfarer Studios, and a slew of PR players. Baldoni didn't blink. In January 2025, he fired back with a countersuit that reads like a Hollywood thriller, $400 million in damages against Lively. He denied every harassment charge, calling it a fabricated plot to dodge her own PR blunders during the film's rollout. He claimed Lively's team tried to extort him into silence, tanking his career, lost gigs, trashed reputation, the works. The total? A jaw-dropping $650 million in legal demands. This wasn't a feud. It was war. Now fast forward to March 17, 2025. Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, steps into the ring on the Town podcast with Matthew Baldoni and drops the mic. He teases a receipt, a stash of texts and emails that he says proves Baldoni's been destroyed.
My client is one of the most honorable people I've ever met, is true and genuine, that without question, he did not, now whether she felt harassed or not is one thing.
By a calculated lie. No full leak yet, but Friedman's hinting at agami changer. Messages allegedly showing Lively and her crew, Reynolds and Sloan included, scrambling to spin the "It Ends With Us" narrative, possibly contradicting her harassment tale. X posts are lighting up with theories. Did Lively's team plant stories? Did they fake the whole thing? Friedman's playing coy, but he's got the internet buzzing. This could be the dagger that costs Lively millions. So what's the deal? With this receipt? Let's dig in. Friedman's not handing out photocopies, but he's dangling enough to stir the pot. Sources close to the case, think X chatter and trade scoops, suggest these are late-night exchanges from mid-2024, right as the film's press tour imploded. Picture this. Lively's dodging Baldoni at premieres, skipping joint interviews, and pushing her hair care line while fans fume over her tone-deaf promo vibes. Baldoni's suit claims she botched Therilout, like that interview where she sidestepped the film's domestic violence themes, triggering a backlash. The receipt, per rumors, might show her team in panic mode, crafting a counter-narrative to pin the mess on Baldoni. If it's legit, it could flip her harassment claims into a boomerang, defamation gold for Baldoni. Context is everything. It Ends With Us wasn't just a movie, it was a cultural lightning rod. Hoover's book has a rabid fan base, and the film carried heavy expectations to honor survivors of abuse. Lively, also a producer, clashed with Baldoni over creative control. Rumors say she rewrote scenes, even roped Reynolds into tweaking the script, like a rooftop moment that sparked debate. Baldoni, avical feminist with his Wayfarer Studios, pushed his vision hard. Tensions boiled over. By the New York premiere, they weren't even in the same photo frame. Fans clocked it, whispering about a rift. Then Lively's December filling hit, alleging Baldoni crossed lines, entering her trailer uninvited, pushing 4 unscripted sex scenes, even sucking her neck during a take. She says she flagged it to Sony, the distributor, and got assurances it'd stop, only for Baldoni to allegedly hire crisis PR to bury her. Baldoni's version? Night and day. His 179-page countersuit calls Lively's claims a duplicitous attempt to trash him. He says she skipped prep, like refusing to meet the intimacy coordinator, and invited him to her trailer while pumping breast milk, contradicting her boundary story. He alleges Reynolds berated him in a traumatic meeting, pre-filming, demanding an apology for supposed fat-shaming. Lively was postpartum. Baldoni's suit paints Lively as a control freak who hijacked his film, then cried victim when promo flopped. The $400 million, that's for gigs she's lost, like a Pac-Man movie, and a career he says is in ruins. The time suit? He claims they cherry-picked texts to smear him, ignoring evidence he wasn't the bad guy. Friedman's receipt ties it all together. If those texts show Lively's team plotting, like Sloan coordinating with Reynolds to flip the script, or worse, fabricating harassment, it's a legal nuke. Defamation hinges on proving lies and malice. Baldoni's claiming $60 million in direct losses, canceled projects, agency drop by WME, plus punitive damages that could climb into 9 figures. Lively's net worth, teed to Reynolds at $100 million-ish, isn't chump change, but a payout. Like that, it'd sting. Legal pros say a win could hit $50 million minimum, maybe more if the jury buys Baldoni's destroyed narrative. And if the receipt disproves her core claims, her own suit crumbles. The courtroom's a circus already. On March 13, 2025, Judge Louis J. Lyman greenlit Lively's push for a protective order. Sensitive stuff like medical records and security details locked to attorney's eyes only. She'd begged for it, citing violent sexist threats post-lawsuit, think inbox floods and red carpet protesters. Baldoni's team didn't fight the confidentiality, but griped it'd kneecap their defense if they can't peek. Friedman, on the town, shrugged it off. His receipts already filed, he says, just waiting to detonate. Lively's amended complaint, filed. March 8th, ups the ante, claiming 2 unnamed female co-stars will testify to Baldoni's unwelcome behavior. Her team's subpoenaing his phone records from AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, hunting for more dirt. Friedman's no rookie. He's a Hollywood bulldog, repped Chris Pine, Megyn Kelly, knows how to brawl. That podcast wasn't a fluke. He's shaping the story, leaning on a website Baldoni launched, thelawsuitinfo.com, with 224 pages of docs and a 168-page timeline. It's got texts, like Lively's flirty April 2023 note about ball busting as her love language, and Baldoni's voice note apologizing for script tweaks. Lively's camp calls it a retaliatory stunt, pushing for a gag order. Friedman's betting it sways the public, and maybe the jury, before the March 9, 2026 trial. Lively's fighting tooth and nail. Her SXSW appearance on March 8th for A Simple Favor 2 was her first big outing since the suits. She smiled through it, but a Justice for Justin sign popped up, quickly hustled off. Her team's hired Nick Shapiro, ex-CIA bigwig, for PR muscle, signaling she's bracing for a long haul. Sloan's trying to bail from Baldoni's suit, claiming she's a scapegoat. Meanwhile, Baldoni's bleeding. WME dumped him. Sony's backing Lively in broad strokes, and he's lost feminist cred he'd built over years. The receipts got quirks too. Baldoni's Times suit obsesses over an upside-down smiley emoji. Omitted from a quote, he says it proves they twisted his PR team's intent. Days before filing, someone dropped $120 to boost emoji talk online, per Business Insider. A weird flex that screams strategy. It's a sideshow, but it's show granular this fight's gotten. Every text, every symbol, could shift millions. The ripple effect's insane. It ends with us made bank, but its legacy's toast. Hoover's scrubbed her Instagram of both stars. Once praised Lively, now silent. Co-stars like Brandon Sklenar and Jenny Slate dodged Baldoni on the press tour, aligning with Lively.comedians Chelsea Handler Judd Apatow mocked it at award shows. A March 31 investigation discovery doc, he said. She said, promises more tea. Hollywood's split. Some see Lively as a Me Too hero. Others smell a power play. Baldoni's feminist halos cracked. Lively's America's sweetheart vibes wobbling. Money's the end game. If Friedman's receipt holds, say, a text proving Lively lied, Baldoni could snag 50, 100 million, maybe more with punitives. Her countersuit could net her damages too, but a debunked claim kills it. Baldoni's $650 million total ask is bold, $400 million from Lively's camp, $250 million from the Times, and even half that would reshape fortunes. Lively's got Reynolds' Deadpool cash, but a loss guts their brand. A settlement's possible. Legal. Fees are piling up, but both sides are dug in. This receipt's the X factor. Is it a bluff? A misfire? Or the kill shot? Friedman's smug, Lively's silent, and the trial's a year out. X posts are split. Some scream, Blake's done. Others, Justin's desperate. One thing's sure, this isn't ending quiet. Hollywood's holding its breath, wallets on the line, and the next leak could flip this whole saga upside down. We're talking about a receipt that's got Baldoni's lawyer smirking and Lively's camp sweating, texts and emails that might prove who's really been pulling the strings. Let's break it all down, because this isn't just a Hollywood spat anymore. It's a multi-million-dollar chess game, and someone's about to get checkmated. First, let's zoom in on this receipt. Brian Friedman, Baldoni's legal ace, didn't just tease it on the Town podcast for kicks. He's got something concrete. Court-filed, locked and loaded. What could it be? Picture this. A string of messages from June or July 2024, when It Ends With Us was wrapping and promo plans were heating up. Maybe it's Lively texting Sloan. We need to shift the focus, make it about him. Or Reynolds chiming in, let's bury this guy. Or it could be darker, proof her harassment claims were cooked up after the fact, like an email saying, we've got nothing solid, but let's run with it. X posts are wild with guesses. Some say it's a smoking gun of Lively admitting the PR flop was her fault. Others think it's her team joking about framing Baldoni. Friedman's not spilling yet, but he's got that I've got you vibe. Why's this matter? Defamation's a beast. Baldoni's got to show Lively lied, knew it, and meant to ruin him. If the receipt's a text where she says, let's make it stick, even if it's shaky, that's malice in black and white. His $400 million suit claims $60 million in hard losses. Think a Pac-Man directing gig yanked by Legendary Pictures, a speaking tour axed, WME dropping him like a hot potato, plus punitives that could triple it. Lively's countersuit hinges on her harassment story holding water. One leak proving it's flimsy, and she's not just losing, she's paying big. Legal buffs say a win could hit $100 million, maybe more if the jury's mad. Let's rewind to the set. It Ends With Us started filming in May 2023 in Hoboken, New Jersey. Lively, fresh off baby number 4 with Reynolds, was juggling producer duties and starring. Baldoni, directing his second feature after 5 feet. Apart, was all in. Wayfarer Studios bankrolled it, and he'd spent years pitching it as a feminist anthem. Trouble brewed early. Lively wanted script tweaks. Sources say she and Reynolds rewrote a rooftop scene, nixing Baldoni's darker take. He pushed back, citing Hoover's vision. By wrap in July 2023, they were barely speaking. Crew whispers, hit X? Lively called him overbearing. He thought she was steamrolling. No one saw lawsuits coming, but the fuse was lit. Promo season was the real fire starter. August 2024, the film drops. $345 million worldwide, a sleeper hit. But the press tour? A train wreck. Lively's at the New York premiere, glowing Ina Versace gown, dodging Baldoni like he's contagious. He's across the carpet, posing solo. No joint interviews, no red carpet hugs. She's plugging her Blake Brown hair care line, giggling about cocktails, while fans beg for depth on the film's abuse themes. One viral clip, she snaps, "You want to talk about the movie or my shampoo?" ignites backlash. X erupts, tone deaf. She's mocking survivors. Baldoni's out there, somber, quoting Hoover, winning sympathy. Lively's team scrambles. Sloane's on speed dial. Reynolds is fuming. Then December 20th, 2024, Lively's bomb drops. Her California civil rights filing hits, alleging Baldoni groped her, pushed unscripted kisses, and made lewd remarks, like asking her bra size mid-take. She says she told Sony execs, got promises it'd stop, but Baldoni hired crisis PR, Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel, to neutralize her. The federal suit follows, naming Wayfarer, producer Jamie Heath, even Baldoni's assistant. She claims threats poured in after X posts like "You're done, Blake" with gun emojis. It's raw, messy, and splits Hollywood. You're Me Too warriors. Back her. Skeptics smell a dodge. Baldoni's January 2025 counterpunch is ferocious. His 179-page suit calls it all false. Says Lively invited him to her trailer while breastfeeding. Flirted via text. April 2023. Ball busting's my love language. And flipped when promo tanked. He alleges Reynolds cornered him pre-filming. At their Tribeca penthouse, yelling about a fat-shaming quip Baldoni swears never happened. The $400 million? That's for lost work. $60 million direct. The rest reputational carnage. The Time suit $250 million says their December 21st story. Blake Lively's lawsuit twisted texts to make him a villain. He's got a website, thelawsuitinfo.com, with 224 pages, texts, a voice memo of him apologizing for creative differences, unedited set footage. It's a PR blitz, and Friedman's steering it. The receipt's the wild card. Friedman's March 17th podcast drop, 5 days after Lively's SXSW strut for A Simple Favor 2, was timed like a sniper shot. He says it's in the court record, filed, under seal, and it'll vindicate Baldoni. Could be Lively to Sloane. He's clean, but we can spin it. Or Reynolds to a pal. We'll make him the fall guy. If it's legit, it's not just about money. It's Lively's cred as a feminist icon imploding. Baldoni's betting it proves a conspiracy. His suit names 15 defendants, from Sloane's Vision PR to Reynolds' Maximum Effort. X is buzzing. Some call it a career ender for her. Others say he's grasping. Court's a battlefield. March 13, Judge Louis J. Lyman hands Lively a win. Sensitive discovery, medical records, security logs, goes attorney's eyes only. She'd begged for it, citing profane, violent threats. Emails like, "You'll pay, betch," plus a SXSW protester with a "Justice for Justin" sign yanked by security. Baldoni's team shrugs. Friedman says, "We don't need her." Diary. We've got the truth. Lively's March 8 amended complaint doubles down. 2 unnamed female co-stars, rumored Toby Isabella Ferrer and a stand-in, will testify Baldoni creeped them out too. She's subpoenaing his phone records. AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, hunting for PR collusion. Friedman fires back. She's not the CIA. Friedman's a beast. Repped Chris Pine in a $20 million win. Got Megyn Kelly a fat Fox exit. He's not just lawyering, he's narrating. That podcast? He says Baldoni's destroyed. No jobs, no trust, feminist cred gutted. The website's a masterstroke. Texts like Lively's "Can't wait to work with you" from 2022 clash with her predator claims. Lively's team, now with Nick Shapiro, ex-CIA on PR, calls it retaliatory, pushing a gag order. Lyman's not biting yet, but discovery's a minefield. March 4th, he hints the Time suit might flop, a blow to Baldoni's $250 million chunk. The emoji twist? Bonkers. Baldoni's Time suit gripes an upside-down smiley, was cut from a PR text, flipping joking to sinister. Days before, someone drops $120 to boost emoji chatter online. Business Insider clocks it. Coincidence? Or a plant to juice his case? It's petty but shows the stakes. Every comma's a weapon. Fallouts. Brutal. Lively's at XXSW smiling but the shadow's there. Fans cheer, haters hiss. Baldoni's a ghost, WME's out, Sony's pro-Lively. They've got a simple favor too with her. Hoover's Instagram's a graveyard. No Lively, no Baldoni, just bookplugs.co-stars. Brandon Sklenar, Jenny Slate, sidestepped him on tour, now mute. Comics like Judd Apatow roast it. It ends with us, more like it ends with lawsuits, at the DGA Awards. A March 31st doc, he said, she said on investigation. Discovery promises exclusive leaks. X bets it's pro-Lively, money's the pulse. Baldoni's $650 million total. $400 million from Lively's camp. $250 million from the Times. Is nuts. But even $50 million would rock Lively's world. Her and Reynolds' $100 million net worth, Deadpool cash, her Gossip Girl residuals, could weather it, but the brand hits uglier. A loss kills her producer clout. A win buries Baldoni's directing shot. Settlements whispered. Legal fees are climbing, maybe $5 million each by now. But Friedman's defiant. Justin's name's all he's got left. Lively's camp's mum, banking on her story. The receipt's the hinge. Fitz Lively, saying, "We've got no proof, but run it. Baldoni's golden, $100 million easy, maybe $200 million with punitives. If it's vague, like he's a problem, fix it, she's got wiggle room. X's split. Blake's toast versus Justin's bluffing. Trials March 9th, 2026. But leaks could settle it sooner. Hollywood's glued. Will the receipt crown a victor or just spill more blood? One text could rewrite it all, and we're still waiting for the drop.